Hey, what's up, everyone? We are back on Monday Motivation, and today I have a special guest with us tonight. I'm very happy to have her on. She is a great motivational speaker. Every day she does excellent motivational posts and a real estate agent. And she's one of the greatest persons I've met in the last few months out here in the Antelope Valley. Let me introduce you to Janet Nungary.
Thank
Hey,
you so much. What a great presentation.
thank you. How are you doing?
I am doing great. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. I'm so excited to even be able to share with our community. As you know, we are so big with our community. We love our community and we love everything that you guys are doing. So to me, it's an honor to be here with you.
Oh no, you know the only thing I do for the community is bring them pleasure for one day, a couple hours. But what I see you do with a group of women that you work with, it's awesome. You know, our community needs that. You know when you say the Antelope Valley, people like kind of look down, like, oh, you're up there. But when you do like stuff like to make the community stronger, make it nicer, um, that's what really matters. And I see that you do that. You know, I see your Zoom calls where you're motivating other women. I see you're always busy, you're always doing something. And that's one of the reasons I really wanted to have you on our program, because I think we're getting close to the end of the year, and this is the hardest time of the year for a lot of people. It's when people start getting sad or start getting disappointed they can't buy stuff for their family, for Christmas, for Thanksgiving dinner. And this is why I really push motivation on this time of the year. I try to do it all year, but this is like the most important time of the year, because this is where people need that extra push to keep going. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, yes, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Janet Ngary, and I am a local real estate agent. But one of the things that I really pride on is our women's group. So, we have a women's group called Elevate, and we've been having Elevate for 5 years now. And the core of Elevate really is everything you just mentioned, is to inspire women, to let them know that they are not alone, to be able to help them out in whatever way we can, whether if it's just a word of affirmation for the day or whether it's prayer that they're needing. And what you just said right now, literally just like, oh, it touched my heart because you mentioned something. You said this time of the year is so hard for many people. And yes, it is. I know me and you have had a conversation before in regards to my brother. I lost my brother. And if I could share that a little bit, I think that would really help people who are listening. And I say this because we as a generation are so eager, right, to put on a facade, right? I'm successful. I'm an agent, or I drive this car, I own this house, and that's like the core main things that we see on social media is all the happy moments, people with their families, people with their children. But many people do not talk about is the downtimes, is the sad times. So because we see so many of the good things, we often feel alone, right? Like, am I the only one dealing with depression? Am I the only one dealing with anxiety? Am I the only one dealing with fear here? So these shows like what you're having today, Motivation Monday, are so important because it will allow you to hear different stories and different motivations that are going to impact your life and maybe cause you to change your perspective on life just a bit. So my brother actually, in 2013, he passed away by suicide in August. So that right there, when I lost him, it actually launched my ministry. And that is what caused me to say, you know what? If we were able to lose him through suicide, which there were no signs, there was no, there were no warning signs. I mean, now looking back, I could see some, but prior to that, we were celebrating his birthday. We were just being a normal family. Nobody would have ever thought. But he took his life. And that made me see one thing is that so many people in our generation feel alone and they don't have an avenue to where to release themselves or who to talk to. So it launched that ministry Elevate to be able to reach out to our generation, which is a lot of what you're saying, you're seeing on social media and all those posts. It came through that, is that we as a generation need to come together like never before to be able to touch people's lives, because you just never know what somebody's going through. Even your events that you have, when you have comedy and you have the lucha libre, you whatever it is that you're having, you just don't know that maybe there's that one person who just said, you know what, I'm just done with life. And laughter, which we know it's proven brings healing, to even be able to have a place where people can go and laugh. You're literally changing lives just doing that. You know, you're literally touching, you're impacting lives. So through Elevate, we've been able to do that with women. And I've always said this, if you're able to touch one person, you're able to impact a family. And if you're able to impact a family, you're able to impact a community. And if you impact a community, you impact generations to come. So it's vital.
Very true. That's really, really true, and really, really great words. And it's sad, what happened with your brother, but that you took that and you made that a purpose. You make that a purpose to go out there and change and help people that to avoid the similar situation. And that speaks highly of you. Because even though it hurts, like I told you, I've lost my brother as well, and it's a pain that for me it's almost 30 years, and it feels like yesterday. I see the last day I spent with my brother. I see it clear like it was yesterday. Every last moment that I saw him, and it's hard. It's really, really hard. But what you did was really awesome. You convert that to a purpose, and you move forward with it. And that's really, really great of you. That speaks highly of you as a person. But I want to know a little bit more about Yanet. Where did you grow up? Tell us a little bit more of your background. Like, where'd you grow up? How'd you get into real estate? What got you into real estate? Give us a little bit more about your backstory.
So I came from the hood. I was born and raised in East LA, and I love East LA. That's those are my people there. I love East LA. I love it there. And for whatever reason, my dad said, I want to move out to the Antelope Valley. I was 12 years old, and I remember being so upset. I remember being like, what am I going to do out there? There's nothing out there. For those of you that are from here, back when I moved out here, it was in 1999. Legitimately, compared to East LA, it just seems so empty. And now, I'm 37 years old now, and I'm just so grateful that my dad made that decision, because it's such a beautiful place to grow up in. We love the Antelope Valley. We love our city. We love the community here and everything that it offers. But growing up, just normal person, did not even know God. I didn't even know anything about being inspirational. I didn't know anything about any of that stuff, and at 18 years old, just God did such a work in my life. I just remember walking into a church. I've never really been to church before. I've been to quinceañeras, I've been to weddings. That's like as far as church I would do. But I remember that one specific time I was 18 years old, and I went into a church, and I'm feeling the presence of God for the very first time. And just my whole life changed around from that day, man. That's all I can say. I encountered the presence of God. I encountered something greater than me, right? Something greater than me and you. And I just remember my life from that moment forward changing, my mindset changing, and just seeing like life differently. And from that moment forward, I just wanted to help people in whatever possible way I could. So I started getting involved with, giving away food, whether it was donations, whatever possible way that I could to be able to help people. I did it, as a very young girl. I was only 18 years old. I remember we would go into the streets where the homeless were and just, giving out, things that whatever we possibly just could. That's all I could tell you. And then a few years ago, I just said, you know what, there's another level to this of being able to help my people, my community, specifically the Hispanic people. And that is to own our own homes. There's a passion that I have to be able to help our people own their own homes. I believe everybody should be owners. I believe that there is a season for renting, but there has to come a time where we stop renting from other people and helping them pay off their homes, and we're able to get our own homes for our children and leave them an inheritance. And I realized that we're not really taught on this kind of things, right? At least I wasn't. I wasn't really taught on owning my own home. It was like a far off dream. So I now spend my days educating people on how to do that and helping people with our best lenders that we possibly could. And we've been very successful by the grace of God.
And and that's real true, especially in our Latin community. Um, we think it's impossible to buy a home. We think it's expensive to buy a home, but we're still paying over $2,000 on rental on a rental, right? And that's one thing that I've pushed on my programs is like when I've had other real estate agents, I tell them, hey, explain to them that there's different loans, there's different things that programs out there to help first time buyers. There's different programs to get you in a house. And I think it's really important that people have to really know that it's better to buy than rent. And that's really really strong point in our land community that we got to get that point across, I think.
100%, because really at the end of the day, and just like to be extremely raw and real, there's so many investors out there who buy homes and they rent them out to people who know are in fear of buying a home, right? They're in fear of buying a home at the wrong time. They're in fear of making the wrong decisions. So that fear, what causes them is to paralyze, and they just don't make a decision at all. So what do those investors do? They buy out homes, they rent them to people who are afraid to buy, and have them pay off their homes for their children. And that's really what's happening right now is all these people who are not in the, and this is not everybody. I know that there's some people who are working on their credit. There's many, many things, but there are a lot of them who are just afraid to buy, and they just don't do it. And they would much rather rent, pay off someone else's home than pay off their own. But I think that when we're able to explain to them, like you just said, listen, there are so many down payment assistance programs. Right now, there's an amazing one for 0% down for first-time buyers. We're able to get you closing costs possibly for the most part right now in where we're at right now with real estate. So there's so many programs. All you have to do really is ask. Is what
That's
I always
awesome.
ask how to do it, and we will find a way for you, because it's different for everybody. It's how we did it for John. It's not going to be the same way that we do it for Julian, right? Everybody's situation is different, but we will find a way. And that I can promise you, we will find a way. There's different lenders for everybody that have the different programs, and we've been doing it now for since I started real estate, and it's exciting to see. It's exciting to hand over the keys, man. Let me tell you, to be able to hand over the keys to somebody, and they're just like, man, I didn't think this was possible, but we make it possible. It's a beautiful thing.
Wow, that's awesome. And it's true. It's a life changing experience. You're changing somebody's life right there. Because, even if you don't think of, you just buy a home, but you just took a big step, like going from renter to homeowner. And, you're the key part of that, so that must really feel awesome being that person to give them the keys and, open your front door.
It really is. And let me tell you a quick story of this. Actually, we just gave her keys a couple of months ago. One of my clients, she's in her late 60s, has never owned before. Never owned. Okay. She's in her late 60s. And she said, you know what? It's just time. She's like, I have nothing to leave to my children as an inheritance. So it dawned on her, like, it's time for me to at least try. So she gives me a call. We get her connected to a lender. She gets pre-approved. She was renting a home for $2,100, right? She's been renting this whole time. She's been comfortable, but we get her a beautiful house, 3-bedroom house, beautiful backyard, beautiful front yard. Everything's nicely landscaped. Now her mortgage is $2,200. So it's only $100 difference to something that now belongs to her and is able to leave to her children. And that right there, to see her face and to see her children who are now adults as well, and she has grandchildren, she's the first person in her family to own a home.
Wow.
And now she's her brother got a hold of me, and also her daughter, who are now so encouraged. They're just like, if my mom was able to do it, I can do it. So essentially, her ceiling is becoming her children's floor. So it's beautiful.
Wow, that's really really awesome. And it's really great for her that she took that step also at her age, right? That's
Right.
great. But
Inspiring.
it all has to do with you. It all has to do with you, because when someone calls you, it's a 50-50 chance that they want to buy a house. They're testing the waters. But when you get that call and they talk to you, there's something that you provoke in them to want to take that full step. And that's why we're moving into the part where you're a motivational speaker, where you speak motivation. Tell us how you got started in that, and what fuels you on that part of your life.
I think that I like to see there's a look that we all have in our eyes. I love to see that spark when people just light up. That to me fuels me. I like to see lives change. And I think partly, honestly, has to do with the fact that my brother passed away. I never in my life want anybody to cross my path and I did not impact them in a positive way. Because I believe that we all have a destiny and a call in our lives, and we're all called to impact one another. Just you're called to impact me, I impact you, right? It's just how it works. And in every area of our lives is how it works. And when we want to be selfish and just be like, whatever, it's just about me, it's just about me, then you're not operating in how God made us, because we reap what we sow. And if you want to reap good things in your life, if I want to reap good things in my life, then guess what we have to do? We have to sow good things in other people's lives. You sow into my life, I sow into your life. And then we're both, as we are going through our journey of life, we're going to be reaping things. We're going to be either reaping the good things that we sowed, or we're going to be reaping the bad things that we have sowed. And that, when you keep that in mind, then you're going to live your life wanting to be a blessing to others, because you'll know, if I'm a blessing to you, God's going to reward me too. And that's just the law of life. So that has really encouraged me to just continue to be a blessing to other people in whatever way that I possibly can, So I do that for that reason. I like to see people's lives change. I love that feeling. I love the feeling of inspiring people. I am a certified spiritual coach as well. I like to coach people in their spiritual walks. We're a 3-part being. We go to the gym to work out our bodies, right? We also have to learn how to work out our spirit, man. And just learn that we just can't be. I think that in life we just wing it sometimes, right? We want to wing it. Whatever happens, look, pasa pasa, right? Especially the way we're raised, like whatever happens, happens. I don't know, but no, we have to be intentional with life. We can't just let life happen to us. We have to happen to our lives. We have to be intentional, just like you were, right? I want a radio station. Bam, it happened. I want this. I want that. You have to be intentional with your life. And when you do that, God will bring the right people on your path to help you do it. And that's where we come in as spiritual coaches. There's life coaches, there's business coaches. And I encourage everybody on this broadcast, get a coach, whatever way that you need it. If you need a spiritual one, get one. If you need one for business, get one for that. But there's always somebody that can help you get to the next level. If you don't do that, you're going to plateau. And that's what we don't want to do.
Exactly. Come on. I'm just a poor boy from Van Nuys, and if I'm able to do it, you can do it too. It's all las ganas. You gotta have that urge to want to succeed, and it could be a small thing, and it goes to a bigger thing. I was my mentors have always told me, set your goal reachable. Your ultimate goal, it could be way over there, but set your goals reachable, and there's steps. There's steps to get to that ultimate goal, and that way it works out better. And that's why I tell everyone, set your goals to a high goal, but break it down. Break it down to my first goal. I want my first goal. I want to own my house. Okay, there you go. I want to own my business. There you go. You break it down so it's easier for you to accomplish. And that's awesome. The best way to work your mind also is reading. You have to read books. You have to educate your mind. That's why I tell everyone, instead of going to bed seeing TV, read a book. Read something that would like a vitamin for your mind. Something that would help you learn a little bit more. And those are key points. And I've done all these programs, and I get tired of telling people, look for a mentor, look for someone that could help you get to that next level, or just someone you could talk to. Because a lot of times, you could be doing good, but you need someone's advice, or someone just to listen to you, to coach you. And that's really important, and really good to have a good mentor.
100%. And can I tell you this? I know so many people throughout my journey and in life, from all walks of life, but in particular, successful people that have reached a certain amount of success. There's so many people that deal with depression. It would blow your mind. And you would think, why? You have the money, you have the success, you have the cars, you have whatever it is that you thought you needed to be happy, but yet you're not. And what happens a lot of the times is that we're like in this rat race, right? To just reach, if I have this, it's going to make me happy. If I have that, it's going to make me happy. And then once you finally get it and you're not, you get to that place where you're just like, then what's the meaning of life then?
Exactly.
I've reached all my goals and I'm still not satisfied. And that's where you get to that place where you have to really find your connection with God. Because if you don't have that, then everything else becomes meaningless, you know? And that's what I have found with speaking with all people who have succeeded and who have, we cannot miss that step that you're talking about, right? We all have little steps that we take in business. We have little steps in building a family, but there has to be that, and this is coming from the spiritual coach, where you have to build your spirit and you have to anchor yourself in having God in your life. And once we don't have that, you know, everything else is just, it falls apart, man. It's just what it is.
Exactly. And we gotta learn. Well, one thing I've learned at a young age, I guess, like you said, growing up in the hood, or growing up in where you grow up, you see things different. So
Yeah.
you learn things different. One of the things I've always learned is, when times are bad, I take advantage of those times to learn, because you gotta learn why our times bad. Instead of being upset about times being bad, learn why our times bad, so you can better that situation. And that's where you got to educate your mind. Okay, you know what? I did this business, it didn't succeed, but I learned what I did wrong, so I could do another business and not do that same mistake. You have to learn from bad times. Those are lessons, and you learn from those lessons to better yourself for your next opportunity. And that when you say that everyone that has everything but they're not happy, is because they forget the small things of life. The
Yes.
small things of life, like a friend of mine told me years ago, you know, teniendo vida y salud, lo demás es ganancia.
Mhm.
Having life and health, everything else is extra. And those are the small things of life that we forget. Sometimes, like, you get so caught up in business, you get so caught up in life, that you forget to see the sunset. Something
Mm,
so small like the sunset is like, wow, that's
yeah.
the sun. It's a planet. It's a star. It's going into the ocean. Or, all those little things. It's so beautiful that you forget to see those little things of life. And that's what you mean about God. That's God. That's God out there giving you His gift of giving the gift of the sunrise, sunset, the stars, those little things even the birds singing outside, those little things is what can make you so happy, and we don't take advantage of them.
I love that. It's very true.
You
And
know,
then also, you know, keeping in perspective has really helped me, no matter how hard, you know, some blows have been. You know, the death of my brother literally almost killed me. I dealt with so much at that. It was a dark time for me for a long time. Um, but also just to keep in perspective, there's, and everyone listening right now, just keep this in perspective, that there's somebody in the hospital right now that's fighting for their life, wishing they had your problem. You know, we think of problems like, man, I gotta pay the bills, I gotta mortgage, man, my back hurts, you know, we have all these things, my tooth hurts, or we have all these problems that we might have. But there's someone in the hospital right now dying, wishing they had your problem right now, wishing they can trade places. So if we're alive, if we're breathing, we got to be grateful to God, you know.
exactly. And enjoy life. Enjoy. You know,
Enjoy it.
it's 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 important to make money.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's what makes the world go round. But enjoy it. Enjoy spending a family dinner. Small things like that are so important in life.
Yeah.
Take your family to the movies. Take them to the Lucha event October 29th. That.
Yeah.
But small things is what makes what makes you happy. What makes your family happy. And growing up, we grew up like a lower middle class family, and my mom would always try to take us to the movies, to the circus, to everything, and that's one of the reasons I started doing events with my brother. When we were younger, we'll go to the wrestling at the sports arena at the Olympic Auditorium. And back then tickets were like $8, but they're way in the top. So I was like, one day we'll do an event where I could make it where people could be really close to the show. And I've been blessed to be able to do big events at sports arenas before I tore down at the Olympic Auditorium, and and when I do the smaller events, I enjoy it more because, like you said, I see the faces of the children and some of the adults that, like, this last event we brought guys in that they see on TV, and they're seeing them like not even 5 feet away from them, and you see that emotion in the people, and I'm like, God, that's awesome. It gives me a high. Like, for 2 nights, I'm just thinking what to do next, what to do better. And it's that's what I like to do. I like to bring happiness to people, even with my radio program. We just my earlier segment was a little bit out there, but just the comments of the people, like, laughing and everything. It's like we're doing something right, and that's what we always. What's my goal is always to do something positive and something right. And every year. Last year it was the first time I hadn't done it in a while. We did the toy drive for Christmas, and I was so surprised. We had like over 500 toys. It was a mountain of toys that people donated at an event we did, and I was just like, wow, it was awesome. The community came out, and it's like we did something right. And that's why this year we're pushing for something bigger. So we want to do that. And, I'm going to talk to you and Darlene a little bit later of, I want to see what we could do for who could we donate these toys to. I want to set something up. We're still working it out, but it's like something so awesome when you see your community come together and for a good cause, and like I told you, it's doing something you like. I like promoting the events. And I had the community come out there, and they love it. I'm sure, like, have you ever been to a wrestling event before? The last two you went to?
Never.
And now you look forward to them, right? I hope.
I do. They're amazing. My kids love your events.
And that and that's what I like to hear. I always want to hear the positive. Sometimes there's like something doesn't go right, and I also like to hear the negative. I won't, hey, we didn't like this. Perfect. Let me change that. Let me fix that. And that's the same thing with what I try to tell people. Don't take negative comments to heart. Mm-hmm. Learn from them. If someone gives you a negative comment, maybe there's a reason, or maybe there's something not right that you could tweak a little bit, and you could change it. But don't take it to heart. You can't take stuff to heart, and just better it. You do it a little bit better, and that's the purpose in life and everything. Everything you do is like, you can't be afraid of a negative comment. You got to take that comment and turn it into a positive.
100%. You have to.
And one thing that's one thing when YANET, that's why I really want to have her on, because, dude, every morning I love her posts. They're so positive, and I tell people every morning, don't see the news. And don't go to sleep seeing the news. Look for positive posts, post it, share it, or some. You see someone's post. I like sharing her post for the same reason, because you're spreading positive stuff instead of negative stuff that's on the news.
Thank you for saying that. Yes, I do my best to do so, and again, bringing up my brother, I think that's why. Honestly, that's kind of like the root of it, of why I do what I do. I just I know that there's people suffering that they have no one to talk to about it, and our job, like you and I, is just to really just make someone smile. And if someone is contemplating, not to get too deep, but like on taking their lives or anything like that, if we can just bring that smile and maybe like cause them to change their minds with a simple post, with a simple event, then I feel like we are doing our jobs as human beings, and we are fulfilled. To me, that fulfills me too. Like you said, my kids love your events. They love your shows. To have that smile on their face, and they're up close and personal on these shows, you guys, by the way, like These wrestling matches, you're not like way back there. Like even on the third row, you're still up close and personal. So I think that's what makes it even more exciting to attend your events, and which is why we support them and we do go, because the kids get to see wrestlers that they've never seen this tough before, and it's unless on TV, but to be able to like bring it to our own city, like this is so amazing to me that what you're doing. But yes, we have to be positive for that reason is you never know what your coworkers going through. You never know even what your own siblings are going through. So just be happy, be a happy person, be a positive person, and influence people for the better. And when you do that, God will make it happen for you. So you're not losing.
And one thing, my grandfather was a ladies' man. he he was one of those guys like he used to like taking serenatas, playing guitar to women. Like
Oh,
he was a ladies'
they
man,
need to bring that back. Our
right?
generation doesn't do that anymore. They need to bring that back.
Well, but one thing he always told me, and it always stuck to me, was every day make it a goal of yours to make a woman smile. I'm like,
Mm,
what do you mean? He's like, not to conquer her or anything, but you see a woman, make her smile. Just something nice, or or just smile at the person. And then I turned that into like not just a woman, but even to anybody. And he told me, you don't know what that woman's going through. You make her smile. That smile will make her last happy the whole day. And same thing for like a guy. Like we see a guy, hey, what's up, buddy? Well, how you doing? Just that those little things right there could make that person go that whole day. It could change their day for that day, And that's why I make my goal every day is make someone smile. Make someone smile either by saying like, "Hey, you look cute today. You look beautiful today." But you gotta be careful now because a lot of things change, and they take it the wrong way. But you have to say like, "Hey, have a great day." Those common courtesy that's been forgotten, unfortunately, goes a long way. Good morning. Hope you have a blessed day. And those words could change that person's day in a major way that you don't know because we don't know what they're going through. And it's there was a tale that I read in a book, I believe, years ago, where this person met saw someone that wanted to throw himself off a bridge, and he saw him and he said, "Hey, what's going?" He asked him what's going on, and the guy was telling him, he's like, if you do that, you're gonna ruin everyone else's day. Why don't you just hold off a day? Let's go get lunch. Hold off a day. Do it tomorrow. And he convinced him, and they went and had lunch. And the guy goes, "Hey, tomorrow I have tickets for the basketball game. Would you like to go?" And the guy, "No, I'm what?" He said, "No, no, no, hold off another day." He kept talking to him and showing him what life could offer him, where it ended up that the guy forgot about wanting to kill himself and kept going because there's so much stuff to do. And that's what's so important, where you got to talk to people. You can't be afraid to talk to people. You can't be afraid to say hello. You can't be afraid to say, "Hey, can I help you in something?" Be nice. And I think that's the problem that we're having now, is that people forgot common courtesy and to be nice. And that's what one thing I try to share with everyone. Like, smile at people, be nice. Hey, have a great day. Those little things could help that person the whole day, and also it'll make you feel good.
100%. The Bible says that death and life are in the power of our tongue. And our spoken words and the things that we say are so impactful to other people. I mean, you got to think there's people in their 40s right now who are dealing with insecurities because of things that were spoken to them when they were children. Things that maybe their mom told them, father, classmates, they might have said negative things to them. And now, as grown adults, they're still dealing with it because that's
I
how powerful words are.
Well, I think I don't know because I'm in my 40s, and growing up, when you have people tell you something, you just punch them in the head. Times were different. My times were different. Like someone told you something, if I ever went home and told my mom, this guy bullied me or this guy picked on me, she beat my butt. She would always tell me, "I'd rather you come home with a black guy than crying that someone picked on you. If that happens, I will beat your butt." And like like
Mom,
all my generation, exactly, and all my generation in that time, we were all the same way, and I guess it made us stronger to that point where you weren't afraid of going out there. And one thing I notice a lot today is that like people get offended really easy,
yes.
and it's sad. It's sad because, especially if you're young, if you're young and you're in your 20s and you get offended really easy, take this advice: let it go. Don't take it personal, because you might find that dream job that you want, and that boss will be an asshole and yell at you and everything. And if you take it personally, you'll never be happy. If
You're
you
never
let it go and you ignore it, that guy's gonna get so tired of trying to get through you, he's not even gonna pay attention to you, and you'll be happy. Don't let that's the best advice I could give anyone is don't take stuff too hard. Let it go. And like I said, when I was growing up, we we had to defend ourselves, or else our mom would kick our butt. I was afraid of mom.
that. How many siblings do you have?
I'm lucky seven, so
It's seven.
I'm the youngest of seven.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. My friend here says easy to say that. Yeah, coming from you, I know you could let that go. I think your boss is more afraid of you. Yeah, yeah. We're having comments here. Um, yeah, is also a big fan. She comes and supports us all the way from Anaheim to our events out here in the Antelope Valley. And but she's one of those powerful women that speaks her mind. Is not afraid to do it.
I love that.
Uh, Veronica Camarena, another person that comes out. She comes out for the San Fernando Valley support
Oh, I
shows. Yeah, I think you've seen her. She's the one that records and does a lot of stuff for us. And she said it's so true. It is true. We have to let stuff go and enjoy life, and think about how to better ourselves.
yeah,
Physically, mentally, financially, but more than anything, I think mentally is first.
100% mentally first. Yes. There's a saying that says you cannot possibly get to your destination if you stop to throw a stick at every dog that barks at you. And that's representing all the outside voices, all the opinions of people. If you stop to try and throw a stick at every dog that's barking, at every opinion, at every insult, you're never going to get to your destination. So there has to come a point where we do have to block all those outside voices and all those negativity to be able to get to where we're trying to go in life.
Exactly. That's a really really good way of putting it. And dogs will always bark. And I'm
Oh,
gonna tell you, the more successful you are, the louder the bark gets, but the
mm,
tougher your skin gets.
it
Don't be afraid of that. Success comes with its perks, but it comes with the barking. you know
sure does.
and
Like that for
you
sure.
know one thing, especially with you, what you do, it's a tough market because there's a lot of people that are in the real estate business. And I've been blessed because I've met a lot of people that are really really good, and they look out for each other, like in the real estate business. But then you do have some people that are kind of snakish,
Oh
like in
yeah.
every business, right?
Yes. Yes. I've seen the snakes for sure. For the most part, it's a great group of people, and it goes back to surrounding yourself with the good ones. And listen, people see at the end of the day, people will be able to see your good intentions and your good motives, and that's people will work with us, because they see that we're trusted people, and those ones that are shady or whatnot, the ones that are out there, they're not in my circle, so I don't have to worry about them.
Exactly, and they're afraid to be in mine. I
But
want to say a big shout out to Sonido Mecánica. This is a female DJ out in the Antelope Valley. She played for us on Friday. She did a great job, really
oh,
good.
okay, I'm gonna
So
follow.
we have people out here in the Antelope Valley that are very talented,
We
and
do. Heck yeah.
and that's what we want. We want that positive. We want those positive people to shine, because with all the positive people, we could shine and we could provide light for the people to or the next generations that are coming up, and they could see that there is a path. There's a path to success, and it's not that hard. to get there, all you gotta really want to do is want it. How bad do you want it?
Want it. Yeah. How bad do you want it?
So Yanet, I know it's getting a little bit late, but tell us what's any plans, what's coming up. You have any open houses, any events coming up?
So I am a minister, which obviously you know that. So I'm going to be ministering this month on the 18th. I'll be posting all of the details on my social media. And we're going to be having a women's event also this year that is going to be geared just for women. I have a heart for women. But also we're going to be having a seminar that I will be posting on my social media as well. I'm having it with a lender. And the lender is going to be able to educate all of our first-time home buyers, all of the people who are interested in investing on what kind of loans are available out there for you. So all of that will be coming up. So we're super excited for that.
And let me know if I could help you with a promotion. I'll be more than happy to do that and, share your post. But next week, I want to share this for everyone that has seen us and will join us next week. I have another special guest, a very good friend of yours. So we have Darlene Trevino next week.
She's my best friend, and I've known her for many, many years. An amazing woman. You guys do not want to miss her because I'm telling you, her story is powerful. So I can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Yeah, and after that, we'll work to have both of them on. See, we're gonna break the internet.
Yes, we will.
But Yanet, I appreciate you coming on and sharing a little bit of your story. Like I said, I'm getting messages here where people are saying that they want to learn more about your ministry, about the women. And just follow you. What is your Instagram?
It's Elevate Life Realtor.
Elevate Life, but it's lower
Elevate and lowercase again Life, lowercase Realtor.
Mm-hmm. And follow her, and her minister is really powerful, and like I said, just the stuff that she posts and everything is really awesome, and she's easy to communicate. If you guys really need a mentor, I think that would be a great mentor for any women out there.
Absolutely.
At
no cost. I know that a lot of people charge for that. I don't.
Really?
Freely I give when it comes to spiritual stuff.
Wow. No, that is awesome. And you're right. There are people that make that a business and they suck at it.
Oh my gosh.
But it is that, and like I said, Yanet, I appreciate you coming on, giving us a little bit of your time, and we will see you soon, hopefully, and your upcoming events, and I'll be more happy to help you promote those. Let's pack the house with women for your women's event and for the seminar. Our community needs to learn how to be able to purchase their own house, how to leave something for their family. I think that'd be really awesome, and I appreciate you coming on, and thank you.
Thank you for having me, guys. Have a great night.
Have a good night.